So, welcome back to another episode of Manifested Drama. This week, we are diving into some pop culture subjects. We're going to get into something we haven't talked about in a long time, Britney and Justin, and we're not talking about their VMA double denim tuxedo travesty. We're talking about something much more serious. We say goodbye to a Hollywood legend, and Missy's apparently really upset with all of the females. Just all of them have pissed her
All of
off
you. Yeah.
royally. So all
But
of
yeah,
that today on Manifested Drama. My name is Amy.
I'm Missy. I'm the problem
That's
this week. Hi,
Missy.
it's me. Yeah.
Hi,
So, yep.
it's Miss
And if you
Missy.
guys haven't been listening for the last however many weeks of our wonderful podcast journey, we are friends of 20 plus years. Um, I think we're funny. I don't, and we do this
I know we're
podcast.
funny.
Yeah, motherfuckers. And I say fuck a lot, so I don't have a lot of
Yeah, we
fucks to
cuss a
give, but
lot.
yeah, this is definitely every time it's explicit. Every time. But
Whatever fucks we have to give at the end of the week, we give to each other.
it's true.
That's why we're
It's
friends.
kind of without buy we don't even have to buy each other a drink first, so that's the greatest part.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we're
we
that
drink
easy.
we
We're
we drink way too much in our 20s.
yeah, we did. Now we're just a couple of sassy, sour old broads, and this is how we're living.
Sassy,
Well, okay.
salty, sour, pickled old broads.
Oh, definitely pickle. So we started this podcast because for one, like I think we're funny. Like, I think we have like a good rapport. I think we've always been like two stupid dogs or Ren and Stimpy in that resort. Like we're just idiot, you know? And this is a podcast basically where like we just get to have a conversation and for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever you guys get after I cut it all down. And it's fun for us and if you're along for the ride, thank you.
Thanks, man. So, speaking of salty old broads, I've discovered a new podcast. It's called I've Had It.
Okay.
And if you add like 20 years onto both of us, it's those ladies.
Oh, really? I've had it. I'm
Yeah.
writing that down.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It's let's see. It says I've Had It on Apple Podcast. It's Jennifer Welch and Angie Sullivan, and they just tell it like it. I mean, just like we do. They tell
Yeah.
it like it is. They tell it like they see it. They don't pull any punches. They don't mince words. And I'm like, these bitches are us in 20 years. So
I'm gonna pull it up. Maybe I'll link them in like our show notes when I post it.
yeah,
And so I'll give
yeah.
them a listen and we'll give them a quick little shout out this week.
Holla.
Oh shit, the glasses are coming off, y'all.
I gotta see my glasses. They push on the side of my head, and then when I
Hmm.
have these things on, it
It's
pushes
even
in even
worse.
more. And
Yeah.
there's the glare. So
Yeah.
I
I
don't have to read anything, so therefore I don't have to focus.
That's why I don't wear mine whenever we record because I'm vain as fuck
Hmm.
too. So I don't want to. Yeah, I have enough of having to get rid of like the shine on my face. I don't want like the glare of my glasses and the oil on my skin to just blind
See, I don't.
everybody.
I spend so much time doing my face that I don't want people to miss out on this.
Oh. Huh? What?
I call that my TV watching rat face.
You That's the best fucking thing I've seen
I love it
all
when I make
fucking
Missy
week.
crack
Oh my
up.
God. Oh.
It's my best skill.
I'm gonna um I'm gonna take like a screenshot of that and that's gonna become the
Do
background of
it.
my phone and it's gonna become
Thumbnail.
like your fucking thumbnail for when you text me. I think I'm gonna make it the background for my computer and it might go on my Christmas card. I don't send out Christmas cards,
Oh,
but
do
I
it.
might just if we ever get merch that's going on a shirt.
That and the and the potato ninja.
Yes, that's gonna be the face of the ninja potato. Fuck yeah. All right. Look at us having future plans like we're ever going to need. If you want a t-shirt, let me know and I'll order one or two for y'all if I can cuz
Yeah,
there's
there's not gonna be any
some
bulk discounts on that one though.
no.
You're playing full
We got to get
price.
bulk listeners.
We need bulk listeners, yeah.
Yeah, tell your
We need
friends,
bulk like
guys.
Costco.
Ex- that's the truth. We are Sam's people. No, you're a Costco person. We're not the
We're
lines
Costco
divided.
people.
We talked about when because our shit is up in June, so obviously we have a while. But I think we're gonna try Sam's when our or not Sam's Costco when ours runs out. So
You
you want
know,
to get
I miss
started?
the things at Costco. Well, one second.
Okay.
I miss the things like because I imagine that Sam's is just like great value brand stuff, just in giant sizes.
Yeah, like
And
Members
there are
Mark.
things. Okay, so
Yeah,
like
that's what it's called.
I Costco's a lot of like name brand stuff, and
Yeah,
then Kirkland. So we don't we'd buy like whatever we want, because we like that. But it's just like I feel like I would be more comfortable at a Sam's Club because I would recognize the
yeah.
products more.
It's
So
yeah,
maybe we'll get a Sam's Club and do like a
swapping like a
compare and
swap off.
contrast.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we. Well, I guess we really could. Like, you could send me your list of when you guys go to Costco, and I can, when we go to Sam's, like, we can do like a comparison. Because, like, we get like chicken breasts from Sam's. We get,
Mhm.
like, sometimes breakfast stuff. Like, we have like a fucking one of those giant boxes of like Reese's Puff cereal, and we get like Pop Tarts, is what we get. We don't get a whole lot of stuff. Like, we get sometimes our
Mhm.
detergent, all the super exciting, like, we have like the 190 fucking thing of like dishwasher shit right now. What are you doing over there? Are
I'm
the
trying to
aliens
get
coming?
comfortable.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm trying
are
to
you
make
in
it
your
comfortable for
bed?
the aliens. I am
Oh,
in my bed. There's
no, you're.
reasons. You'll find out.
Oh, great. Um,
Yeah.
so, but if we want to, before I do, we want to do pop culture before I rant, or do you want to mix like a pop culture, a rant, a pop culture, a rant?
I'm really intrigued as to what you're so salty about. So let's do like a
Oh
rant.
my
Let's start
fuck,
off.
dude. Okay,
Let's just come out swinging, baby. Tell
just a
me.
little. So you
Oh,
haven't been
way more
on.
than a little. You are
Okay,
what? You are
I'm
pissed.
fired the fuck up. I'm not. I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed,
Oh,
ladies.
oh,
So,
oh.
um, you've been on TikTok as of recently. So, it was just announced that women are now eligible for the draft. Correct?
Would I? Huh?
Yeah. Okay. So
I
Biden just
didn't hear
announced that
that.
women are eligible for the draft. I only know this because I have TikTok and I am on TikTok. So, but I am seeing these TikToks that we ladies are making that the it's pictures of like soldiers on soldiers, and it's like, here we are. And there was Cherie sent me like this whole TikTok earlier where it was talking about they were just reading the comments, and I'm gonna read a few of them for you today, of this TikTok that I was sent where it's like women now like we're eligible for the draft, and she's reading comments of women and their thoughts on it, and it's been kind of disappointing because like women were like, oh yeah, you know, hear me rhyme, woman, blah blah blah. But then it's like some of the comments are, girl, I used my period to get out of PE. I'm not fighting in a war. Yeah. And then it's like, my mom said I can't go if there's gonna be boys. Hold on, it gets better. It said, my therapist said I should stand my ground and say no to anything that makes me uncomfy. Um, my mom has to meet everybody's parents before I can go. Does anyone know if tanks have an ox? I just can't imagine doing war without the right playlist. But there's also other TikToks where I'm seeing, and it's the pictures, and I'm sure you've seen it. But it's like, if I went to war, it would be like this. And it's like me and my husband at war, babe, can you scratch my back? And then it'd be like the girl, she's like the soldiers holding up like the smoke thingy. I don't know what it's called because I don't war.
The flare,
And
the
yeah, the
smoke
flare, like a
flares.
smoke flare, and it's like, why did you pop it? And it's like, but look at the color, it's so pretty. And I just kind of got a little
Oh,
mad because these pictures and this trend that's on TikTok of like if women went to war, just how absurd we would be. Like, where's the food? All of this stuff. It totally negates everything else that we as like a gender kind of fight for. We want all this equality and all this shit, right? But the
we don't want
minute,
to do the work though.
well, we don't want to do the work. Like, let's not be men, okay? Let's not fucking be men. But I just like it was kind of I was just I'm a little disappointed in the attitude of like we would act fucking ridiculous should we go to war. It's kind of like I get it, haha, but come on, ladies, like nut up.
Yeah, I'm kind of in on the same boat because I'm like, well, we could be in Israel where everybody is required to
Yeah,
serve in the military for a certain amount of time.
they have to
That
do
might
2 years.
actually like make us nut up a little bit, and not be so upset when our Javi coffee concentrate isn't on the Amazon shop anymore, and
Hmm.
oh my God, they don't have the decaf version. This is like a third world
Yeah,
country. No, bitch.
no,
A third world
you have no
country is
idea.
where they're trying to send your ass.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's disappointing.
I think
It's
honestly, if we
it's
did
a
take
little
the same,
disconcerting. I thought
yeah,
the draft was illegal. Didn't they make the draft illegal?
it's
And were women
not.
not included in the draft originally? Because that
No,
makes me mad.
it's always been men, and it's not that it's illegal, it's like not needed. Like the only time they really kind of I think imposed the draft was during the Vietnam War because our this will take me into my next just little tidbit that'll make you giggle. Because
Okay.
our everybody prior to like the Vietnam War, we had the Korean War, we had the World War One, World War Two, right? Those men volunteered. Just the same, like after 9/11, we saw a
Mm-hmm.
surge of our peers, especially signing up to serve. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had to instate the draft over the bullshit that was the Vietnam War. So they kind of did away with it after that. They kind of said, okay, we're not gonna make this anything anymore. But it's always kind of been like that hat trick the government has in their back pocket should they need to pull it out again. Like, sorry guys, we're gonna have to pull this draft card or technically we're going to
Mm-hmm.
pull y'all's draft cards. Now, ladies, you guys
Yeah.
wanted equality. We wanted all of this shit. It's fucking here. And yeah, there
Yep.
are female soldiers and Marines and airmen and sailors that they do serve, but they're not. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like women aren't in the military already. Women aren't out there doing things. So I don't know why TikTok, other than maybe it's the generation that they're acting like it's brand new. But I agree with you. If we're like Israel, where everybody like Gal Gadot did 2 fucking years before she became Wonder Woman
I
because
know.
she's
Yeah,
Israeli.
she is fucking Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. Y'all can hate on her all she wants. She's not Wonder Woman. Yes, the fuck she is because
yeah.
she is Israeli and she will whoop your ass
Whoop
for
your
real. Not
ass.
like in a
Yeah,
movie. Whoop your ass, monkey
yep.
ass.
But I saw this my whole
Yeah.
thing is like we have this generation that they need like a fucking safe space and all of this shit, and everybody's so triggered. There's so much trigger, 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 which we love the
Mhm.
word trigger, don't we, Amy? Um, that I think
Yeah.
that just they have you guys have no fucking idea. Like no idea of the struggle. And
No.
we're fucked when like these future generations take over. We really are truly fucked. I honestly think we are.
Yeah. I think the thing about that disappoints me the most is that, you know, I'm not going to get into, a partisan type of, opinions about what's going on in Israel. No, it doesn't matter any way you slice it. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And you guys are taking this, not you, but the royal,
Yeah.
you guys, they're taking this and making it a TikTok trend,
Yeah.
and it is a valid conversation that needs to be had, but maybe in a more serious, platform.
Yeah.
The reality that you very well could be called up to serve your country, and there ain't much you can do about it besides claim you've got heel spurs or run off to Canada, and they ain't too happy with Americans right now, so
No,
good luck to
they're
you.
not taking you. They're
No,
not.
they don't like
They're
us.
like, look, we gave you
They're like,
guys
get
Bieber.
the fuck out,
Get the
eh?
fuck out of here.
You
We already
damn Hoosiers.
We already gave you guys Ryan Reynolds. Like you're not taking
Yeah.
any more from us. All right.
No, you
So
can't have
yeah,
anything else.
but I was thinking about that too, and I was thinking about and I was listening to a podcast the other day going to the gym, and I wrote it down because it made me cackle. It's because
Listen to
we
Missy. So I was at the gym yesterday and I was
no, I
listening to a
was
podcast
driving.
while I was drinking out of my Stanley in my
It's a
Lexus to
Duke.
go meet my
Thank you.
my
It's
personal
a
trainer.
like where I was working on a sauna with my
She
virtual
drinks out of it.
instructor. It's a
I
it's a
almost bought
it's
a
a Duke.
Stanley today.
Did you? I just
I
can't bring
did. I
myself
didn't
to
know.
pay that much money for
They're
it. But
boring. They're
yeah,
boring. They're so boring looking. I'm like, give me
I
some
only
neon
have this
colors or
one
some like
because it's a derby. That's the
that's at
only
least
reason.
got like
Yeah, and I bought it from I shopped local and I bought it from a shop here that does a lot of like the fan gear and all that jazz for the heist.
good for
Like
you.
they did my watch band. I got my watch band. It matches my. But so I'm listening to this podcast, going to the gym before you fucking call me bougie, you asshole. Um, so and I'm trying to give you joy, all right? So, but it kind
Okay,
of plays
sorry.
into what I said before about, our grandparents' generations. They signed up for this. And there
Mhm.
we're just kind of talking about just generational trauma and everything. And it was like, can somebody tell the people that fought in World War II to come get their kids because they're putting all their bullshit on us? And I'm like, ooh, that's so applicable because that's our parents. That is our
Yeah.
parents to a fucking T. And I just thought it was the greatest generation needs to call their children and ask them what the fuck is wrong and what the fuck happened to them is basically.
But that
Yeah.
was the thing about the greatest generation. You didn't talk to your kids about their
Hmm.
emotions, you know?
Yeah.
It was get up in the morning, get up before the sun comes up, go work, come home after the sun goes down, eat dinner, go to bed, and don't complain. You ate
Yeah.
today, right? You got a roof over
Yeah.
your head, right? What the fuck you crying about? And now, because I don't, because the Stanleys are boring, I'm crying. So,
No, that's not what it is. It's because they weren't our generation, we had that shit like our parents had the parents that had like the PTSD from like World War II and however many people
yeah,
died and the kind of did change that they saw in the country between like the 40s and 70s, how exponential it was. My dad was born in 1949. And I just think that it's so poignant that like that greatest generation, their kids have fucked up their kids, like their grandkids. And I just think like, hey,
yeah.
like I would like for my grandparents to call my dad and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? Why are you such an
Mhm.
asshole? You know?
Yeah.
So I just thought it was kind of,
Yeah, I definitely like my dad, he served in Vietnam. My grandfather did not serve in World War II because he had knee issues.
okay.
And but yeah, I mean, but they grew up, you work hard and you don't complain. And I mean, my dad had, trauma from a lot of other places, but not having that, nurturing at home
Yeah.
definitely, it made him to the point where, okay, well, this is how it's always been done. I've experienced all these horrible things while I was at war, but I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to box it up and
Mm-hmm.
shove it away and then wait for the whole thing to blow up like a landmine, like in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
yeah,
Full
and it
circle.
does, and it spills over into the next generation.
See, my dad doesn't have an excuse. My grandfather fought in World War II. He was a bomber and a pilot over in Germany. And my
Wow.
dad um did not serve. He was Air Force for 20 years, but his basically he was so unproductive post high school that my grandparents said you either go to college or you go in the military. And my dad chose the Air Force where he worked on like the simulators to the plane. So essentially my dad grew up or like his career for the like 30 something years he actually did fucking work was babysitting like a giant video game. So my dad honestly has not had just any kind of struggle bus like at all. But like he
Okay.
very much my grandparents were very much and my dad is very much with my kids like kids have to be seen and not heard. And my dad and I've
Mhm.
had conversations and he's like, "Well, I grew up, my dad said what it is and just fucking what it is." And I was like, "And did you resent him for that?" And he's like, "Well, yeah." And I was like, and knowing I'm like, "Then why the fuck do you expect me to do it?" Well, that's just the way that it
Mhm.
is. And I'm like, "No, it's not. It's not anymore. It's not the
Mhm.
way that it is. Sorry, it's not and this is why we're not speaking." So, because
Yeah.
I don't shut up and sit down like he expects me to. I'm
Ever.
41. Ever. No, he should fucking know. You should fucking know. Okay?
He should know. He should,
He
if
should know.
anybody, he should know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, he would have had to be present in my life as I was growing up and he wasn't.
Ooh,
So,
shots fired.
yeah, there's
Phew.
that. I'm real fun at like telling everybody now how fucking fake and shit he is. Like my friend was like, he stopped by my salon the other day, and I was like, oh, did he tell you how he told me he hated you and your mother? Yeah. She's like, "What?
Uh,
No, she's so sweet. She just kind
she's
of
just
brushed
like,
over
oh,
it.
I saw your dad. Really? I heard him saying
Yeah.
mama.
Yeah. I hate her. Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah. So I was like, oh, I'm so
Your
much.
dad of all people should know. In a small town, you can't run your mouth about anything because it will get back.
Oh, he better keep my name out. I will. Oh, he don't want to play.
Keep my dad's name out your fucking mouth.
Or he needs to keep my name because I will go to his favorite Mexican restaurant and I'll blast his ass there too. I don't give an actual fuck. Yeah,
You
he don't
got
want to
them
play.
bullets. You've got a
Oh,
whole bandolier of ammunition.
yep. He don't want to
Damn.
fuck around. He will find the
That
fuck out. He did call me and
don't
leave me a
if
message the
you
other
send
day.
for her, she will come for you. So,
Yeah, you don't want in.
wow.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, he called. I guess I
So
got
glad we're
junk mail over
friends.
his house and he was like, honestly, he left me a message on like Wednesday or Thursday and it was like, you have mail. Do you want it or not? And I texted him and I was like, I can send Rylan over there or you can write on return to sender. I'll write on it. I was like, thumbs up, you're back to being blocked. Because when I've been blocked on my phone, all of his shit just goes like automatically to voicemail. I don't get any texts from him or anything like that. So I don't give him an actual,
Mhm.
like, I have less fucks when it, like, I'm still at the point where I would not piss on him if he were on fire, as sad as that is.
The
So
mail thing just seems it to be so easy just to take it to your house and just drop it on the doorstep. You don't
this
have
is,
to talk. You
yeah,
don't have to say anything. I don't get it. I
it's
don't
because
get
he
it.
wants me to have to come to him. That's why. And I'm not going to.
Ah,
Yeah. Not
be the
happening.
peacemaker, Dad. You got to be the peacemaker.
Oh, he won't. I have no interest.
No.
And so, yeah, the holidays are coming up. It's going to be my poor brother is just going to be, he'll
Stretch
do.
Armstrong between your houses. Oh,
So there's part of my rants. Those are my rants, actually. That's all of them.
Hollywood legend Suzanne Summers unfortunately passed away last week, the day before her 77th birthday. So she was
Wow, really? Was the day
76
before her
years,
birthday?
yep, day before her birthday.
Oh,
And yeah, it's very sad when, the legends that you grow up with. And she
mm-hmm.
is famous from, if you're not familiar, from a little show called Three's Company.
Yeah.
And I honestly, do you feel like she was more famous for the Thigh Master? Because I feel like
Yes.
she was.
I
Yeah,
think
she
for
had this little
us.
contraption. Yeah, for
Yeah,
us, for
she was for
sure.
us. Yeah, I remember because she not only did Three's Company, but she did Step by Step with Patrick Duffy. Do
That's
you remember that
right.
show where
That's
it was
right. I
like
loved Step by Step.
it was the Brady Bunch for the 90s,
Brady Bunch.
essentially,
Yep.
because
And
she
there
had
was
three,
that
he
like
had
one of
three.
yeah, and there was that guy that he ended up being like he was like a B-list actor, but he was hot. And he played one of the daughter's boyfriends. I think his name was Cody or something, but he was hot. That's the reason why I watched it because he was hot and he was dumb. I was like, man, I could bet I could get you
No,
to do
he was the
anything.
cousin. He was the cousin.
Oh, was he a cousin? He
Yeah,
was still
Sasha,
hot.
he was played by Sasha Mitchell. He was on there from 91 to 98. He's actually he was on Dallas as well. James Beaumont on Dallas. So, but him, you're right. He was hot and stupid, which we like him hot and dumb, don't we, babe?
Yes, we do.
But
Hi, Kevin.
he got he was written out of the fifth season. Do you remember that? I think
No, I
he
don't.
for like
I barely remember the show,
domestic.
obviously. So,
Yeah, I want to say he got written out as a because of a domestic. I'm trying to look it up real quick.
uh-oh. Not
Doo-doo-doo.
a
Yeah, he got
domestic.
in trouble, like some big time trouble. Um, oh, he's like not even fucking written in here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, because he lived in the van in the driveway, remember?
That's right.
Yeah.
He lived in the
Yeah.
van.
So yeah, he was. I don't know why. I've got to figure out why the fuck Sasha Mitchell.
So, like Step by Step, that was like the lead show on TGIF.
Yeah. Do you guys remember? If you don't
Um,
remember TGIF, it was Friday
it was
nights where it was Full
it was
House.
Friday night, Full House, Family Matters, Step by Step. It changed here and there. I think Hanging with Mr. Cooper kind of got
Yeah.
squeezed in there. Um,
He beat his
we
wife.
lived for TGIF, you
Oh,
know,
we did.
like
That was like,
we
yeah,
lived for it.
yeah, because that was
Thank
gave
God
us
it's
it was,
Friday.
and Boy Meets World was on there as well for a hot
Boy Meets
minute.
World,
Yep.
yeah, for with Ben
Which,
Savage, Fred
hmm
Savage's little brother.
yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah. So Sasha Mitchell, he played Cody on Step by Step, he was arrested for beating the shit out of his wife and written off because he got in trouble for beating the shit out of his wife. So,
Well, so
don't be
you
a
play
piece of
stupid
shit,
games, you
dude.
win stupid
Yeah.
prizes. Yeah, don't be a piece of shit.
Don't be a
You
piece of
won't go to
shit. They'll
jail.
hit you. Yeah. But speaking of
But Suzanne
not,
Summers,
she was on that show. Yeah, we tantrum, and it was like had this tension ball in the middle, and you squeezed it, and between your thighs, like in this motion, and it was supposed to. Yeah. Did your mom have a thigh master?
my grandmother had a thigh master.
I think my grandmother had a thigh master as well.
Yeah.
So.
I remember it had like the foam, like it was like covered in foam and had
Mm-hmm.
little red bean in the middle. And yeah, and she also like a lot of people like over the years I've heard people reference her book and I don't remember the name of her book, but it was all about like taking control of how you age and it was all about like exercise and diet and vitamins and basically living.
Ooh. Taking control of how her book was talking about taking control of how you age.
Right. So basically it was
Hold on.
so yeah, Suzanne Summer, like her book was so the book was supposedly about, just clean living, diet and exercise and, focusing on your happiness
Hmm.
and vitamins and, just like an all-inclusive, like holistic type of like lifestyle that kept her looking
Fabulous.
fantastic
Yeah.
all the way up until the last day.
Yeah.
And so I mean, like maybe I should be reading Suzanne Summers' book because apparently she got some
I
secrets in
mean, she
there.
did look right. She died of.
Because her and Goldie Hawn, then they're holding
Oh my
on.
God, Goldie Hawn is still beautiful, but she died of breast cancer. That was her cause of
Gorgeous.
death was breast cancer. Yeah,
Really?
and I
I had no idea she even had breast cancer.
Googled it. So she's got like a few books about there's one called Ageless, A New Way to Age, and then it's like Breakthrough 8 Steps to like wellness. So she had quite a few books. There's one chick called Keeping Secrets, but yeah, she looked fantastic. And I mean, I don't pretend to know what they do to their faces in having had any kind. I feel like maybe Goldie Hawn has had some plastic surgery, but I also think that Kate Hudson looks so
Yeah.
much like her that it hasn't been a lot. I feel like she and Kurt Russell are aging
Yeah.
together very, very well. They've been together for so long, and maybe that's it because
Maybe the secret is not getting
oh
married.
fuck, I'm fucked then. Meh,
Maybe
meh.
there's hope for me
Yeah.
yet.
I did that. Have you seen that filter on TikTok where it's like everybody's talking about how they look like their moms and shit? Because it's a split screen and it's like the top is like you old and the bottom is you now. I look terrible. Oh my
hmm
God.
I've tried to do that, and it said that this filter doesn't work on this device or something. So
Um,
I'm like, I guess I gotta have a fucking iPhone.
yeah, I did it today and it wasn't good. It was not a good
Was
look.
it accurate at least? Like,
No.
did you at least
I look
look
like
like your
I look
mom?
like
Oh,
I look
okay.
like a man. And I don't think that I look like my mother though, but you've met my mom, so I'll let you be the judge of that.
Yeah. I think in the face, I haven't met your dad, but I think in the face you probably look more like your dad.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's definitely characteristics of
Like up
your
here, I
mother
feel like
there.
is her.
She couldn't deny you.
Yeah. And then nobody has this right here. Like nobody in my family has this. Amy went to Pride. What day did you go to Pride?
I
No,
did.
what day?
We went on Saturday.
Okay. How was
Saturday.
that? Because I did see how your TikTok did say, Amy, go follow Amy if you don't follow Amy on TikTok, because that way we can go live. But you were getting on.
I got 390
Look at
followers.
you! Woohoo!
I know, I'm almost halfway
I
there.
wonder how many of them are from
It was
TikTok,
fun.
like us posting the podcast.
I don't know.
Be interesting to see.
I don't know. I need to be better about being on TikTok. Like
Yeah.
just like making stupid videos. So, yeah, so they're just like they're out there. Cuz the ones that I do that are like trendy, like you do like a filter or whether they're like 600 views, easy.
Yeah,
Just because it's the same thing that everybody's doing. But Pride was fun. It was hot as
of
balls. It
course.
was 100
Yeah.
degrees and but it was a good time. It's Pride, I think the people, if you've never been to Pride, you think that it's a bunch of dudes walking around in freaking, like jock straps and G strings, and there's a
Yeah.
couple, but there was a lot of kids there. There was
Hmm.
a lot of families, and it was just people having a good time in a safe space, watching some drag, and just geeking out over a bunch of just rainbow colored crap. It's just vendors, vendors, vendors,
Yeah.
and they're all selling the same stuff and it's just fun. It's just fun. We had a good time.
Yeah. Here they do like a Pride prom for teenagers during Pride.
Oh,
So it's cool.
fun.
Like I have been like trying. I think Rylan and their friends were going to go. Did I tell you that we switched up pronouns? We're just using whatever pronoun now.
Yeah,
Okay.
just they said
Yeah.
just what they'll just
So I'm
answer to
having a hard
anything.
time like using any at this point because of it. But I know they were
Mm-hmm.
gonna go one time, and it's like us, like we were like all over the flat. We were all over DFW at my kid's age, and I couldn't imagine even letting my kid go into like I was like, oh, I'm so nervous about you going into downtown Wichita, but I should not. They ended up not going because they went to like high school prom, and I'm like, it's so different if you go with like your people, but they didn't go. But yeah, I always ask Rylan like, do you want to go to Pride? Like, do you want to? And it's always like, I don't know, maybe. And then I'm like, well, if you want to go, like, we'll go. Like I don't even care. I'm waiting for like the cue from her to say, yeah, I want to go. Like I'll take the boys when they're a little bit older, I think,
Yeah,
just so that way they can see that it's be accepting of everybody. It's the same thing we do, like we try to do with race and everything, just we want to just accept everybody as they are and who their true selves are. So that's definitely, and
absolutely.
it's hot as fuck here and when it's pride time too. So that's another where I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
outside is not my jam.
We don't do. There's supposed to be like, because we live down the street from a park,
Hmm.
and there's supposed to be some big like Chandler, because we live in Chandler, Arizona. It's supposed to be like Chandler
Okay.
Pride in November, and it's like literally like 100 yards from my house.
Oh yeah.
So, but of course, that's the weekend I'm going to Florida to go to my sister's wedding.
So Susan Summers. So our next one I've got is it's kind of old now that we're like a week out, but there was all of this hullabaloo about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift doing Saturday Night Live. Did you see all of that?
Yeah. I didn't see the Saturday Night Live, but I heard all of the hullabaloo about
Yeah.
it.
There was a whole thing about how he conjecture, I guess, and you know how the internet be, of him kind of telling her security guard like, I got this, like back up, whatever, I got this, because there's a video of him and she's getting out of an SUV and he taps like the security guard on the back and you see the security guard step to the side. And then he takes her hand, pulls her out of the car very
Hmm.
gentlemanly, and they walk in. And it was like, oh, he told her security guard, he's got this. And he's like, no, I was just kind of letting him, like on his podcast, like, no, I was letting him know, like, I'm right here behind you. And he was like, but he's like, for me as a man, but he on his podcast was basically like, yeah, I was letting him know that I'm here, but he's like, as a man though, like it's kind of where you're a little bit more protective when you're on a date with your lady, and at the same time, like he's
Yeah.
way larger than this fucking security guard anyways. He's got like a good foot, like 100 pounds on this little man, and I'm like, hey, what's that man? What he guarding?
Yeah, no, well, I mean, Taylor is she's I mean, she's a lanky giraffe.
Yeah,
Like she's like knees and elbows. But compared to her, he's a large
fair.
man. Not Travis Kelce.
No.
He's large compared to anybody.
Yes.
But I feel like he was just security guard was just letting Travis and Taylor have a
Yeah.
date. He was letting Travis be the boyfriend. He was letting Travis open the door, help his lady out of the car, as a gentleman should. This is what I'm talking about. You freaking people out there, not you,
It's
Missy,
me.
everyone behind you. There, you are going to
Every
microanalyze.
time.
You're going to microanalyze this relationship into the ground
Hmm.
because you are seething. You're foaming at the mouth for
Yeah.
another breakup single or another album, and you got to have it so much. No matter how happy you are for Taylor,
Hmm.
you guys are going to be the ones that ruin this. Stop
Leave that girl.
microanalyzing
Leave
them
her.
and let them
Leave
have them. Let they leave them
Taylor. Leave
alone.
Trey. I,
Leave them alone.
but you're right. They're gonna run it. I just feel so bad because this girl, she can't do shit. And I know I'm super late to like the party, but she had like a documentary that was on Netflix called Americana, and it was during one of her last tours where she's writing her album. That I watched this whole thing, and I think I'm becoming a Swiftie. Like I liked her music, but I was not like a fan. But I just like hearing her be her like self. And this, you could tell she was very much not like being run by the PR machine anymore. And she just being
Yeah.
herself. And I really like I think that I'm a fan. And I think I honestly probably would not have given a fuck if she had not dated Travis Kelce. Like, it's for everybody on TikTok is like, oh, and,
Probably
she put
not.
him. I was like, I'm more of a football fan than I am a Taylor Swift fan, and I think
Yeah.
the fucking bigwigs at NFL are like creaming in their pants. There's a whole lot of,
They're
oh
eating it.
my
Oh,
God, they're
they're
like,
eating it
thank
up.
fucking God, our millions of dollars are going to be millions of dollars more. You know, I
Yeah.
just, yeah, I
Yep.
hope these
I
kids go
saw
the
that.
long haul. That's why I'm hoping for them.
I do
You
too.
know,
They seem very they seem more matched for each other than anybody else. Like I've never delved like real deep into any of her relationships, but a lot of them seemed very superficial.
agreed.
Um so and it was almost just like, well, are you dating him just so you can get another album? No, 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 no shade if you are, but just, be straight with me, girl.
Yeah.
But you mentioned I think it's the Miss Americana documentary, and there was one part in particular in that documentary. I actually rewatched it recently because I will watch a documentary about somebody that I'm not particularly interested in,
Yeah.
but mostly just because I want to figure them out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, is this person worth my time? And that documentary made me feel like she would be worth my time.
Yes.
I'm not spending $600 for a
No,
behind the stage obstructing
abso-fucking-lutely
view,
not, no.
but
But I'll
I can turn off the hate for her because, just, the automatic hate that comes for anybody that's not you.
agreed, yeah. Yeah, because we're, this
But
successful, skinny, pretty, rich
fuck
bitch.
them.
I hate her. But I don't hate
Bitch.
her as much. Because she even in this documentary, you
Right.
remember, she talks about her eating disorder that she had. And how everybody was like applauding
Yep.
her for being so thin, but nobody, right,
Oh, she's so skinny.
nobody
She looks
says,
so
oh, she's
good.
like, yeah, I would tell people that I was eating, and I was like, oh, I was just running a lot. She was like, but I wasn't eating, and I think that's so important for little girls that follow her to hear her talk about that and just kind of
Yeah.
be like she's dropping F-bombs, she's talking politics, and like there's a point where her dad was like, it's been 12 years, we don't speak, and her mom goes, honey, what the hell? Yes, we do. And she's like, Dad. And I was like,
Yes.
yes.
That was Yeah, that was the part that really impacted me because she was talking to her dad about speaking out publicly, basically like choosing a
Yeah.
side politically and making a post about speaking out against certain
Mhm.
things and certain people. Her dad really did not want her to do it because he was just like, "Oh, do you think Bob Hope and Bing Crosby would do that?" And her mom was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then Taylor, she very poignantly says, these are not your dad's
Yeah.
Republicans. And these are not the same people that your dad was dealing with.
Yeah.
And she basically said, I'm going to do this and I need you to forgive me for doing it. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
stand up for your fucking self, girl. I don't know if I've had that kind of like fortitude to like for my dad to say, I don't want you to do this. I don't know that I would be able to come back and say, "Daddy, I'm gonna do this. I just need you to, you don't have to be okay with it, but I need you to respect my choice." So the fact that she put her foot down on that, and then they went to the whole post where she's like, "Oh God, I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I
Hmm.
just did that." But she
Yeah.
survived, and I mean, the other side that she spoke out against, I mean, yeah, they hate her now, but that's not done nothing but just fuel the fire in her camp, because now she's got registrations for voting
Hmm.
at her concerts and stuff, and like she's responsible for more getting more people registered to vote than I think she set a record
Yeah.
for
Which,
that.
I mean, we
So
talked about last week. They hate that.
she is.
They hate that,
Mhm.
not
Oh, they hate that.
yeah.
They hate that because they're like, "Oh, well, who are these Swifties going to be voting for?" I wonder. I
Not
wonder.
you.
Not you.
Oops. So yeah, I'm excited to like now I think like if I'm driving, I'll maybe listen to some of her music more because I'm hearing now because I've only heard what's on the radio. I don't pay attention to lyrics and now that I've seen more and she's on more coverage, like now I'm listening to like what her songs say. And so I'm kind of excited to like hear more of what she's got and what she's about kind of thing.
I'm been the same way. I've been Googling like if a song will come on, I'll be like, "Who is Cruel Summer
Yeah.
about?" And I'll be like,
Oh,
it's about that
yep.
one."
And that is
It's Harry
uh-huh.
Styles, by the way.
And that is coming out a lot too. Like for me, I know that which I went into so I saw she has her Eras tour is now out in theaters. So Taylor Lautner,
Mhm.
who dated Taylor Swift when she was like 17, 18. Um, that December song is about, by the way. They have shown him on
Yep.
TikTok showing up to her concerts, hugging her on stage. He is also married to a Taylor. He's married to a Taylor as well. They rented out an entire theater for her a viewing for her concert. Did you know? Yes. And
Really?
I just
Good for no, good for
and I'm like,
him.
that's very, very cool. But I wonder how his wife feels. That can't be easy. He's got a song about her. They were in a movie together. She could Google them together. Like that's just I think it's a whole mind fuck if you think about it. Like, oh, like he's with me
So
now, but
I
he's doing all of this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe first of all, she may be a Swiftie. She may be a huge Taylor Swift fan. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, I guess if I'm married to Taylor Lautner, I've already won the lottery in a
Yeah, I
respect.
guess if that's your cup of
So, I
tea.
mean, don't cry in your post toasties about that
Yeah.
one. But I think it's very sweet that I mean, because like that song is basically like I fucked
Yeah.
up and we ended this relationship because of me. It was not him. He's not the bad guy. If I could do it all over, I'd go back to December, blah blah blah. So maybe it's just like, well, yeah, she fucked it up and I got to pick up the pieces. So I mean, if
Yeah.
anybody's gonna keep him, it's gonna be me. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would probably have some like residual like in the back of my head, like, we're cool, but I got my eye on
Yeah.
you, bitch. Because we know how
If
you
you
is
fuck
with the
up, I'm calling
menses.
Travis. Just keep your hands to yourself,
Yeah.
all right? You know, like I'm gonna slide into his DM so quick if you fuck up, little girl, because that is like that's mine. That's my
It's a click away.
yeah.
A click away.
Shark Boy, I'm
But good
his
for
lava
Taylor.
girl
Good
now.
for Taylor and Taylor.
Taylor, Taylor,
And Taylor and
Taylor,
Taylor and
Taylor, Taylor,
Taylor, Taylor,
Taylor,
Taylor and Travis.
and Travis. The
And
T
Travis.
cubed, T squared, cubed.
T
It's
squared.
cubed because there's
Cubed.
four.
Quad.
Quad,
I don't
the
know.
quad T.
I don't know math.
It's not girl math. We don't get it. Fucking girl math.
I
Oh
don't
my
get
god. I'm really just kind of.
it.
Ugh. I'm so just tired of bitches on the internet making us look dumb.
It's the new thing that like it doesn't make
Oh my
sense, so I'm
god.
gonna give it a name so it
So
makes
like
sense.
if I use cash but I don't use my bank account, then it was free because then my bank account still says the same thing. No, bitch. You still spent money on it.
You still spend
Ugh.
money. That bank
We're
account's
not
empty
done.
one way or
Yeah.
another.
Because for one, you're like, now that was your cash for your lunch for the week. You just fucked your budget up. Congratulations. Dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbass. I'm taking the dog, dumbass.
I'm taking the dog,
I love
dumbass.
that movie. Okay, speaking of
God bless
dumbasses,
Jennifer Coolidge.
um, so did you see Black China and Tyga are in court for custody?
Ugh. I am so sick of this woman.
Mm-hmm.
I am so sick of this woman. I get that she's trying to turn her image around. You got some work to
Yeah.
do, boo boo. Um, I feel as if I don't know all of the ins and outs, but I do know that there have been speculations that her daughter that she has with
Rob Kardashian.
Rob Kardashian very very often is over at Auntie
Coco's.
Chloe's
Yep.
house, Chloe Kardashian, and that could just be that they're visiting, and Chloe is very close to all the
Yeah.
kids because she was the last one to start having kids. And she's, let's face it, she is the real one and she is the superhero of that family.
Mm-hmm.
So she steps up to help out. And with Rob especially,
Yeah.
she
The baby.
really was Rob's
Yep.
champion for years and years. But it's like, China, where have you been?
Yeah.
I don't. If I'm a judge, I'm like, I got all of these, videos of you on OnlyFans, and I've got all of this footage of you and all this reality show. I don't see you being a mother. When it just because you get your ass implants taken out and you take all of your fillers and all of that taken out, that doesn't change who you are.
Yeah.
You have got some work to do when it comes to proving to this body that that you are invested in being an active parent in your child's
Well,
lives. And I don't know shit about Tyga,
other than
but I
he's a
know that he
pedo.
seems to have a really good co-parent. Yeah, but he seems to have a good working relation or a good co-parenting relationship with Kylie at least. Do they have a kid?
No,
Don't
it's
they?
just
No,
Travis Scott
it's
is,
Travis
yeah.
Scott. Never mind. Never mind.
Um,
But so that's
yeah.
scratch all that. I'm getting my T's.
Yeah.
I'm getting everything screwed up. See, this is what happens with that fucking family. There's
Yeah.
so fucking many of them. It's
Yeah.
easy to get them all
Well,
crossed.
okay, so
But
Tyga,
I don't know much about Tyga either.
I think it's
Okay.
weird that he dated Kylie and then yeah. But so right now she only gets 24 hours a week with this kid, with their son who's 10. So she's currently asking
Yeah.
for like more time, more visitation, and she's asking that he pay her legal fees. And I just think it's so weird. So in response, he filed for full physical and legal, and that she like get reasonable visitation on the weekend. So he's not trying to take away her visitation. He's trying to give her reasonable visitation on the weekends, which could
Mhm.
be anywhere from every single weekend. I think it would probably be like discretionary. But I think it's like for me, when a mom doesn't have custody of her kids, it's like red flag, red flag. And she has two by two different
Yeah.
dudes that one of them you only get to see your kid for 24 hours a week. Can you imagine only seeing your child for
Mhm.
20? And I know just from stories how pro mom the courts of California, what do you fucking know? Um, how pro mom they can be, that what transpired to where she doesn't have custody, where she doesn't have the
Yeah.
typical every other weekend, Wednesday, first, third, fifth visitation schedule. So I think it's very telling.
Yeah.
She's quoted as saying, and this is like a from online that Entertainment Tonight online that I got, that she's like, um, the most important thing for me right now is battling my custody case to get my son. Once that's out of the way, I feel like I can go on to the next thing. But right now, my main priority, my kids are my main priority. I'm not going to give up. Moms don't give up on their kids. And so she's got 10-year-old King with Tyga. She's got 6-year-old Dream with Rob
Mhm.
Kardashian. I honestly
Mhm.
said that she actually, I was quoted in saying that her kids are the reason she decided to even deactivate her OnlyFans account because of these custody cases. So I want um and she is quoted again in the same Entertainment Online as saying, I will never go back on OnlyFans, adding that the money doesn't outweigh the negative aspects in her opinion. As fast as the money comes, as fast as it goes. And also, too, it comes with a lot of negativity, My kids are getting older. They see all these things, and I'm just not going out like that. And it's like, I can get that because if you're on OnlyFans, we know OnlyFans is not fucking rainbows and butterflies. You're not posting
Mm-hmm.
wholesome mom shit on
You're
OnlyFans.
not reading children's books
Yeah.
on OnlyFans.
And so I wonder if it was that combined with, okay, well, if I get off of OnlyFans because they won't let me see my kids because I'm shaking that ass on OnlyFans, well, now I'm going to go for custody so that way I get child support. And there is my revenue stream.
Yeah, that was something that really that spoke to me also. I'm just like, I wonder if she's trying to get more time with the kids so that she has to pay less in child support.
Yeah.
Because that's Eric's reality is it's like every like 9 to 10 months his ex-wife will go back to the court and have them reevaluate the a percentage of the year that he spent with the kids, and that with their magic girl math that they do versus how much money he makes, that determines how much money that he's supposed to pay. And if he were to spend more time with the kids, he would spend less, but there's factors at play with that. But that was something that really what like made me think. I'm like, I wonder if she's trying to get, if you want to spend more time with your kids, that's fantastic. Um yes, it's a perk to not have to pay as much in child support, but don't let that be your driving factor. And I wonder if it's like almost like a Kevin and Brittany type of situation, because I mean Brittany had her own special situation going on, but I think that it was the most responsible thing for Kevin to do to assume custody of the kids and keep a very regimented
Hmm.
visitation schedule with Brittany, because that's what was best for the kids. The fact of the matter is, when you're an absentee mom, and I can speak to this, you can't just show up back up one
Hmm.
day and say, "Okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready
I'm
for the
ready for
kids
them.
back."
Yeah.
That it doesn't work that way. Because one, you have to get those kids reacclimated to being around you, because for one reason or another you've been gone, and that has to become part of their new
Yeah.
normal. And it seems that all of her motivations are pretty selfishly based.
Yes.
Like she wants to be seen as a good mom. She wants her kids because it's what she
Yeah.
wants, not because it's what's best for the kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's got some work to do as far as her reputation is concerned. She's really going to have to show not just the court, but the court of public opinion
Yeah. Agreed.
that, she has turned over a new
And
leaf.
you kind of
And that's
wonder,
my 2 cents.
or you hope, I guess, that the court, because I'm in all of these like stepmom groups where I see the flip side of, but I see the flip side of like the evil baby mama story, you know what I'm saying? And I have dealt with where we have
Mm-hmm.
had, custody, and then we have fought to try to see the kid too. And I have
Yeah.
seen where they do like where they amp the visitations and they ramp them up, but they're supervised to kind of ease, or like they do like a game plan to switch custody, if you will, and they kind of drag it out. And I
Mm-hmm.
really hope that they have some kind of guardian ad litem that is there to advocate for the kids and not just letting two D-list celebrities duke it out over a 10-year-old, you know?
I would hope so. I would think that if you're a judge and in family court in LA County, and that deals with Hollywood couples, because whether you're in Hollywood or not, whether you've got your lawyers mediating for you or not, you all have to go through the same courts. So hopefully they can say, okay, these are two D-list celebrities. I love that you threw that in there. That obviously are more concerned about fighting with each other and being right
Mhm.
than they are about parenting these kids. So let's make sure that there's a fail-safe in
Yeah, or in a
place. So
plan.
in the event that these two can't get their shit together, these kids aren't just going to fall through the
Yeah,
cracks. And I wouldn't give them kids to Tokyo Tony neither,
no.
because she raised China,
Oh
and we all saw where
my
that happened.
God. Yeah. Oh. Okay, well, do you ready to get into it since you taught Brittany and K-Fed? You ready to get into
Let's do
it?
it.
All right, so the internet about broke this week. I'm,
Oh
you
God,
know
yeah, it
what?
did exploded.
I am fucking excited So I think I'm actually
I
gonna
am
have.
too. I may actually go and buy the book.
Yes, me too. So if you guys live under a rock, October 24th, Britney Spears,
Tuesday.
Tuesday, guys, Britney Spears, her memoir comes out. And there's already so much fucking tea leaking out of this memoir. It's a dripping. It's so biggest one, biggest one that she had an abortion. She got pregnant by Justin Timberlake and had an abortion. That is my biggest like fuck
Yeah.
because you remember her
Yeah.
sister got pregnant at 16 and kept her baby. And it was this
She did.
whole our southern values are not I'm not going to get an abortion da, 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 da. Brittany says,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, Justin was adamant about not wanting to be a dad and had an abortion. I had an abortion. We were so young.
Yeah.
So how old do you think they were?
Mm-hmm.
Because they dated from what, like 98, 99 to like 02?
Okay, so 98, 99, she was 18, 19, or 19, 20, because she's the same age as me.
Mm-hmm.
And no, if she was born in 81, in 98 she would have been 17.
Yeah.
So she was 17, 18. So I'm thinking she was probably like between 19 and 20. And she's not wrong about that, being so young.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you know anything about Britney, she was the breadwinner for the Spears family. And what would that have done to their financial situation? I'm not excusing it,
Mm-hmm.
but what would that have done to their financial situation if she were to just, stop doing, and she probably wanted to,
Yeah.
and I haven't read the book, but, knowing that she's always talked about wanting to be a
Yeah.
mom. She's always talked about wanting to, live that simple family life. And that was her opportunity to do it with probably
The love
probably
of
the
her
first
life.
love that
Yeah.
she had, love of her life. And I'm sure that probably really broke something in
Oh,
her.
yeah.
Probably broke a lot of trust with her family, broke a lot of trust with Justin, might have led to the alleged cheating. Um, and I mean, the more that comes out about this poor girl, the more I feel bad for her. And I'm actually really starting to feel bad about calling her a slut all those times I did.
Yeah, but that was,
Because I did.
to make excuses, that was our culture of our
Yeah, it
generation
was.
was,
Ew, look at her dancing with that snake. What a
yeah,
slut.
wearing them barely any
Yeah.
clothes. That slut.
But now I look at that and I'm like, yeah, that bitch knew what she was
Yeah.
doing. That's an iconic
Yeah.
performance right
So
there.
in her
So
book,
I
she
just,
writes, she was like, it was a
mm,
surprise, but for me, it wasn't a tragedy. I love Justin so much. I always expect us to have a family together one day. This would just be earlier than I'd anticipated. But Justin definitely wasn't happy about the pregnancy. He said we weren't ready to have a baby in our lives and that we were way too young. Um, and he, I guess, he has not spoken back about all of the tea coming out about the cheating and everything she's like divulging. He hasn't responded to anybody. He's not come out with a statement. They did date from 99 to 2002. So she was, like you
okay.
said, 17, very much our age, if I had to
Mm-hmm.
probably say my guess was probably I would hope, well, not I would hope because it really doesn't fucking matter how old she was when she got pregnant, but it would be when she was over 18 and could make that decision for herself and not have to go, Mom, can you take me to the abortion clinic? Because I am pregnant,
Yeah.
and she could kind of, and not
Yeah.
have to
And
weigh
how
it.
would you even, I mean, she was the most famous woman in the world at that
Yeah.
point. Couldn't go anywhere without being recognized. So, I mean, how would you even, like, I mean,
I mean, there's got to be,
it had to have been the hoops that you had to go through. And you pay doctors, and I'm sure that you got everybody on, under the table. It's
yeah.
that whole scenario is so horrible when you're a normal person. I can't imagine the hoops that you have to jump through when you're Britney
I'm
Spears.
sure
To make sure that nobody finds out.
just like we've seen where like Judy Garland's talking about having had an abortion, all of these golden age actresses talking about, I'm sure like these as sad as it probably is to say, but these studios, these record
Ugh.
labels probably have like a guy, and it's not your back
Yeah,
alley
like
abortion like they portray in Dirty Dancing, where she went to a guy that used probably like a dirty coat hanger. Um, it's probably something that was
yeah.
very NDA
It's
signed
probably some secret room over at Cedar Sinai, or
or on the
wherever,
lot at
whatever
Warner
the
Brothers.
fancy one.
Yeah. They probably like have like a
Yeah,
fucking room that like she got pregnant here. Take her to lot
yeah.
D.
This is the room for
Hmm.
forgetting. And that's what I mean. It just makes that whole situation, having to jump through all those hoops just so that you can take care of this problem when all you probably really want to do is just be pregnant and have this baby.
Yeah.
How much simpler would it have been for you, but would made everybody else's life exponentially more difficult? Well, but I guess I'm making decisions for what's based on what's best for
Yeah.
you.
And
So, I
she
mean,
does say
that I can really see where that is another loop of the
I've
spiral
really
that
kind of the
just,
catalyst.
eventually
Yeah.
came down.
Um,
Yeah, for
she
sure.
does in the book, she says one of the most agonizing things I've ever experienced in my life. And she did it because he didn't want to be a dad. And just seeing how her mental health trajectory has been with this happening and all of that, I just know from like my I can't I'm talk well my kids out here go my own experiences that it's something
Mhm.
that fucks with your mind for the rest of your life.
It
So,
stays with you
mhm.
forever, for
And
sure.
I know that having once you have had it and it wasn't I won't say it wasn't like the right choice for me, because my situation was shit, but I will say that there's no aftercare. And especially probably in her case, there was no aftercare, and it was probably like she was never allowed to talk about it. And especially being under conservatorship, oh my God, as
Yeah.
censored as we know she was, it's probably the biggest. My kids, he fucking want mine like they like that side to flip them off again. Um, but I know that probably with her, it was probably don't talk about it, don't bring it up. It didn't happen.
Mhm.
Especially with his. And they probably didn't watch him go on and have kids with Jessica Biel. It's probably
That
hardest
was going to
spot.
be the next thing that I brought up. I mean, I know that when he married Jessica Biel, that horse mouth Jessica Biel, she had to have been devastated. And then when they had a kid,
Yeah.
when they had little Silas,
Mhm.
that had to have ripped her heart out. Just like, oh well, it's okay for thee, but not for
Yeah,
me.
but she'd already had
It
her
just
kids by the
and
time
I,
he had
and I
kids,
get
so
true, true. Can you imagine the golden child that
oh
baby would have
my
been?
God.
A Spears Timberlake baby?
No,
I mean, there's still
Sequenia, the
time.
circle of life.
Oh.
Yeah. He'd have been on. I think that they probably would
Oh.
have built the fucking stage. It would have been a whole thing. I think honestly, her career probably
Oh
would have
God.
been. Can you imagine their careers would have fucking just exploded if they'd had gotten married, had a baby? There's conjecture that they were engaged. Like there's pictures on TikTok that like it's them, and it's a very simple where they're like in jeans and a top, and she's got a ring on her finger. And it's like a very sweet,
Mhm.
like their young photo. It was probably right before Alpha Dog because he's got like the fucking arm tattoo and like the weird haircut that he had in Alpha Dog. But it's like that they were engaged and it was around this time. So,
Yeah.
man.
Was it around that time that the whole cheating scandal happened, like that ultimately led to their
Yeah.
breakup?
She allegedly
Wow.
cheated on him with one of the guys that accused Michael Jackson of sexual misconduct. Wade something or other.
Really?
Yes.
I never knew it was one of those
Yes, it
kids.
was a Wade something. I'm looking it up.
That's crazy. That now makes me feel like that was kind of like a cash grab.
Oh, and you know what? It might have been. Yeah, I'm looking at.
Well, because didn't some of those guys that came out like on that documentary, um, didn't they, a couple of them came out and said that, yeah, nothing ever happened with me and Michael Jackson. I was lying.
Okay, so she is the
And
one
that's a
that said that she did cheat on Justin with this Wade Robeson guy. That it was definitely more than a
Okay.
kiss. So this is stuff that's coming out in the book. So, but
Okay.
yeah,
God, I gotta read this book.
so he's a choreographer, but I did read where he was one of the ones that did come out and he like accused Michael Jackson of sexual misconduct. So I wonder, like you said, if he was just kind of
Mm.
trying to glom on to anywhere that he could for
Mm-hmm.
something, you know? But yeah.
Notoriety,
Uh,
fame,
but yeah,
money.
I'm like you. I'm in that camp where I think I'm really probably I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. It's the pinnacle of our generation. As she was like the top bitch. Okay, she talks about like her and Christina.
Yeah.
She talks about her and Christina.
It's
I know it's
dramatic.
terrible. She talks about like her being feeling like a robot under this conservatorship. She talks about like
Mm-hmm.
grown men when she's a child. Because she was a child, let's face it. When she came out, it was 98, 99. When she came out with her first song.
Mm-hmm.
A child, sexualized as fuck. Let's think about that as,
Yep.
adults. We can say, like, yes, this 16-year-old girl was hypersexualized. You know,
Yes, absolutely.
she just
There
she's
was a countdown for the day that she turned 18, just like there was for
Lindsay
the
Lohan and the
Olsen
Olsen
twins and
twins.
for Kylie and Lindsay
Yeah,
Lohan, all of them. But now that kind of shit is
it's still happening.
it's nice to see that that kind of shit that well, but it's not as like prevalent.
Celebrated.
Like it's not all
Yeah.
over like
Yeah,
yeah, it's
man.
not all over,
2 months till
as
Lindsay
Hollywood.
Lohan turns
Yeah.
18, dude.
Can't can't wait till the Olsen twins turn 18. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with the Olsen twins when they turn 18? Get turned down?
Yeah,
That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get turned
yeah,
down.
basically.
So,
Go back to your mother's basement
but
there, pedo. Fuck.
Trekkie.
Ugh. But yeah, so I'm
Ugh.
so excited. I don't know why, but I'm so excited. And I think it's kind of like it's like a vindication for all of this shit. Like everybody hated on this girl. How dare you cheat on sweet Justin
Mm-hmm.
Timberlake? Girl, he cheated on her too, okay?
I've never thought that there was because you curly hair, blue eyes, and a smile. There's hiding something.
Oh yeah.
I've never thought that he was innocent in all of that.
Yeah.
Because he's just too straight laced and clean cut. There are some skeletons, and he dances way too well. He's got too much soul in his voice. That boy has got some dirty,
Oh
dirty
yeah.
in the dirty
Yeah.
South. So I can't wait for the
Oh,
tea to spill.
ramen
I
noodle
can't
hair.
wait.
Ramen noodle hair. Getting it. Getting it.
Oh, the
Oh
blonde
my gosh.
tips.
Hey, Win.
Just
My
that
kid has
video,
blonde tips
that
right now.
video that you that video that I sent you of them
Yes,
doing
the
the
chicken
dance
dance.
with the chicken dance music.
It was so perfect. It was spot on. Oh man. Oh, oh, much better. It was like,
Okay.
that's what you sound like.
I love dragging people through the mud. It's my
That's
favorite.
why we do this podcast partially. Because we honestly started this to
Hell
talk shit
yeah.
about people we used to know. Remember, we were just going to tell
That
stories
is
about
true.
friendlies, and we're
Now
like,
we just talk shit about everybody.
hell yeah, nobody's safe, bitches.
Nobody is safe. We are we are not we don't discriminate. We are equal opportunity offenders.
Exactly. And we need to come up with a good friendly story. I probably have more than you
We do
do.
need a good friendly story. You have more than I
I
do,
hang out there longer than
but
you
there's
did.
definitely some good ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a shit show for sure.
every night of the week.
Literally every fucking
Didn't
night of
matter
the week
what night it
until
was.
they shut it down.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yep.
that guy did not
Light
intend
a match.
for to become that at all.
Oh, I'm
He was
sure.
like,
I'm
"What the
sure he
fuck?"
didn't expect for that to become the underage miscreant capital of Irving.
Oh yeah,
But, you throw $1 on those 20-ounce Dr. Peppers and let us play pool for free if we agree to hang out
clean
and
up,
clean up afterwards.
clean
I
up
don't know what you
afterward.
expect.
Yeah, cleaning up was wiping down the fucking table, and then you're done. I think somebody would have to vacuum.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
and that was it. But you'd have like
I think
20
like
people clean.
Casey. Casey would vacuum, and everybody else is like brushing the fells and
Yeah.
like cleaning the tables, throwing garbage away, and they're like, "All right, let's go to Denny's."
Yep. We go to Denny's. I really want to know if that Denny's is still there. I really do.
The one on Esther's is still there. I don't know about the one on MacArthur.
The one on Esther's is the one we went to. It was Esther's in 183. That's the one we went to. But
Mm-hmm.
there's also one at Esther's and 114. Or there was. So I want to
Yes.
know if the one on 183 that we went
Yes.
to is there.
That one is still
Okay.
there.
I wonder if they
Next
ever
to La
found
Quinta.
my Coors Light cans under the bench seat. That's what I really want to know.
If they haven't changed those bench seats by
Oh my
now,
gosh.
those bankheads by now, that they deserve to. They just
They're like,
deserve to
what the?
stay there.
We
Just bronze
literally would
them.
take beer and we'd get a coffee mug and we would pour our beers in the coffee mug like we were just drinking coffee.
It's industrious.
Pretty smart. Hold on, guys. I've got to play gin rummy, and coffee is the only thing that I can afford. So, ipso facto, here we are.
Just sit here all night
Hmm.
and spend my dollar
7
25
hours
and then
later.
25 cents for a tip.
Oh man, our waitresses
Yeah.
are probably so
Oh
mad.
fuck, the sun's
Yeah,
coming up.
we gotta go home now.
Oh, Glinda. Do you remember sweet Glinda?
Oh yeah, and then there was another one
She was
named
so nice.
Roxy. Roxy was like, hey, she was the
Roxy.
best. She was not ever sad
I
about
think that
seeing us
they
there.
just like they were like, there's these poor
They
kids.
have
They just
nothing,
run in the streets like a bunch of babies kids.
nothing better
They
to
they need at least they're here and they're safe. You know, we can make sure that they've at least got
do.
coffee.
Yeah, we started
They're
out.
not hurting anybody but
There was like the
themselves.
one weird girl doing tarot cards in the corner and shit, giggling, thinking because there was a light bulb flickering that her because she had literally thought. Do you remember Mystery that hung out with Bridget and that other broad? She thought she was a witch, and like there
I re Yeah, I remember
he would
her.
do tarot cards, and then
Hmm.
there was one time that the dickhead manager that took over was changing a light bulb or something, and the light bulb was flickering. This hoe's giggling like she's fucking practical magicking that shit, making the fucking light bulb flicker. I'm like, girl,
I'm doing it.
he's
I'm doing it.
loosening the bulb. That is why it is flickering. It's not because you're fucking
That's
Sandra
why it
Bullock,
happens.
okay? Yeah. Oh, the good old
No.
days. Buffalo chicken
Well,
tenders were the shit.
we all had these delusions of grandeur about ourselves.
Yeah. The only magic I
We
have
were all
is
the best.
I don't have any magic. I got nothing.
No, I don't have any
No, we just
magic.
have podcast
My
magic.
magic is I podcast magic.
Okay. Well, October 24th. Let's
Tuesday.
I'm so excited.
Go to Barnes and Noble.
I put
Give Barnes and Noble one more day of being in
right.
business.
There's a big one here. A big ass Barnes and Noble Rylan went to with a kid that she works with. She's like, yeah, it's like one of those fucking big ones. I was like, I know that was still a thing. Like Books a Million died, like all the other B
Hmm.
Dalton, all that stuff, but Barnes and Noble is still kicking. But
They're still trucking for some
because
reason. I don't know who's keeping them
the
open.
people that are buying ebooks on their Nook app, because remember they were the first ones to come out with an e-reader
Yeah,
before
but
Kindle.
does anybody read? Does anybody use the Nook anymore? It's like feels like Kindle and Amazon is just like taking
I use
over
the Nook
everything,
app
literally everything.
because I bought so many because I got a Nook when it first came out. So all of the books that I bought
Okay.
on the Nook, I can access those still through their app. So I just do it through the app.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Um,
I didn't realize they had an app.
yeah.
I don't
But
read.
I am now I get books through like our libraries. They have apps where I can just buy ebooks or or not rent them, borrow ebooks and return them. So I literally put like a fucking
Nice.
flag on this goddamn memoir. I was like, "Badoop, badoop." Let a bitch know because I'm considering I think.
I'm first.
Hmm.
I'm first.
So yeah, but that is the end of my list. That's all I got.
What are the Karens in Derby arguing about? What are they pissed about this week?
I honestly haven't been paying attention. So
You haven't?
no,
So the Derby Karens are just out there, just unfettered, unleashed.
I have
No
been
one keeping track of them.
running amok and just running wild, making TikToks and posting stupid shit on Facebook. So I haven't really been paying much of
I love that
attention
for you.
to what other people are doing. I know that I'll be coming to you next week post Halloween party that I have to dress up and all this jazz. So
Uh-oh.
I'll probably be wearing this.
Row,
Yeah. Um, but
row.
you said you wanted to introduce a new segment.
I do, but first I want to do my dumbass of the week.
Yes, share your
So
dumbass of the week.
so my dumbass of the week is me. So
Oh,
here's what happened. Yes,
what
I'm
happened?
the
What
dumbass
happened?
of the week.
Oh
Say what
shit.
happened was. Okay, so typically Missy and I, and we just today decided that Sundays just work best because, it's the weekend and we don't have school and all that. But Wednesday, I was not feeling good. Um, Sorry, my battery's running low.
Oh,
I was not feeling good. I had had a day. I was just feeling like crap. I didn't know exactly how to describe how I was feeling, other than all day I had been experiencing super super high anxiety, and my heart was like racing, like in weird patterns, and so I got home and I was feeling better because I was in my house and I had smoked a little bit and I was calm and I was getting ready for bed, literally in my pajamas in the kitchen, getting some water in my little tumbler. And I was in the middle of the kitchen and all of a sudden I started like cold sweating and I started getting dizzy. And I sat down on the chair in the dining room and I was just like, okay, I'm really not feeling good. Why don't you talking to Eric? Why don't you try to help me to the couch so I can lay down? Well, I don't know how long it took and or how many steps I took, but I passed
oh
out
no.
and I woke up to the sound of and I actually made a TikTok about this. I woke up to the sound of my son, my 15-year-old son, calling
Oh
911
no.
because his mother was laid out in the floor. Yeah. I came to pretty quickly
Yeah.
and I felt fine. I
Okay.
felt fine afterwards. But the EMS was on the way at that point, and they hooked me up to an EKG, and they basically determined she's dehydrated, she's
Mm,
fatigued. I've been door dashing, working. I don't sleep well. We've
yeah.
been under an immense amount of stress for a long, long time, and I think that it's all just caught up with me.
Yeah.
I am the worst about taking care of myself. I got a lecture last time from Missy about do something for yourself. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, you're right, you're right, you're right. But
It's
in the forefront, I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm
yeah.
doing because this
You're
is
in
what I got to
survival
do.
mode. That's why.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So and then so the EMS got there, they got me set up and they said when I sat up my blood pressure dropped
Okay.
and I started like feeling like cold in my chest again and it subsided and we went ahead and let them go
Okay.
because they said if you feel comfortable with,
Yeah.
just taking it easy the rest of the night, we'll go ahead and go. And then about 5 minutes after they left, I passed out again and it was pretty quick again. Didn't call the EMS again, but I did take the next day and the next day off from
So you got to
work.
rest.
So those, yeah,
Okay.
but that makes me the dumbass of the
That
week
doesn't make you
because
a
I have not been
dumbass.
taking care of
Well,
myself.
yeah, that makes you a dumbass,
Well, but I
but
haven't been doing the
you
things.
should be.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't take care of myself. I don't drink enough water. I'm aware that I need to do things for myself, even if it's just basic, just drink a glass of water. But that leads me to my new segment that I would like to start that is entitled "What Have I Done for Me Lately?" You remember that
Yeah.
song, that Janet
What
Jackson
have
song? What
you
have
done
you
for
done
me
for me
lately?
lately? And so, but it's
Ooh,
not up
yeah.
to anyone. Oh, yeah. It's not up to anybody else to do for me the things that I need to have done. So that is where the birth of this segment has begun. So, what I did for me this week was I took 2 days off of work so that I can recover and rest and relax so that I can get back
Good for
to
you.
normal life and with a new fire that I need to make myself a priority
Thank
at least
you.
every now and then.
Good.
So, you're
Yeah, I'm
welcome.
proud of
So,
you.
that's the story behind, why I couldn't record on Wednesday. I just didn't have it in me, and apparently Thursday and Friday didn't have it neither.
I'm so mad at you
But
for not telling
it's
me.
it's
I know. Let's make it about me.
I know.
So. Okay, well,
So how does Missy feel about
I'm pretty
this?
upset. Lean on me when you need to. Even if it's like, hey,
I know.
your bitch passed out. I did just put you on my calendar every day to check on it to make sure you drink water for every day. So you made
Thanks,
the
ma'am.
calendar, bro.
But yeah. Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
look at you all official and shit.
But I need to, and if you listen to our last episode, Missy she's very fervent and is like you have to make you a priority because obviously nobody else is going to
Yeah,
do it. So, do something for yourself, even if it's just go for a walk around the block and listen to a murder podcast. If that's what is going to give you your jollies, then get your jollies doing that. And I feel like it needs to be something that I don't already do
yeah,
for myself like every day. Like washing my face, that's every day.
no,
I made myself something to eat. No, that's every day. It needs to be something out of the ordinary that you don't do that you have to make an effort to plan for and it's a treat that you're giving yourself.
yeah.
So that is my what have I done for me lately? That is my new
Well,
plan,
that's good because
new
that's
segment.
kind of something I've been like yapping at you about. Like I joined the gym, because I want to feel better
Yeah.
about me. For the first time since I was probably like 19, I get my nails done like on the reg, and then I just started going like last like monthly. I'm gonna try to shoot to get a facial once a month because
Yeah.
nobody's gonna do it for me. Um, I have kids
I
that
mean, Kevin might if you asked.
but I have people that need me and I have people that I have to be sane and functional for. I'm out of topics, so I think it might be a good thing probably if we start talking like once a week self-care because clearly you
Okay.
fucking need the accountability.
Yeah, I do.
So I'm over here just not living my best life. So I need to start remembering to um, look at what the Karens, because I just tried while you were talking and I could find nothing that they were really complaining about. So
There wasn't anything on the what's the app that you use?
it's Facebook. It's a Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
There's this like other app that like people
it's
will use to
next
like
door.
be like next door, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be like Mrs.
Um,
Kravitz looking through the blinds.
yeah, there is a entire Twitter dedicated to, and there's probably one on TikTok by now of just, it's like next door going wild of just like fucking wackadoo people posting crazy shit on there. So
Oh, I got to deep
yeah,
dive into some of that. That sounds
my new
awesome.
favorite TikToks are like crazy neighbors and people who document their whole journey with like their crazy fuck neighbor, and I'm
Dude,
like,
there's a
oh
lot of them. Did you see the
yeah.
one with the neighbor lady that like they started like cutting her fence down because like she put up a fence and I guess I don't know why they don't like it, but they like literally were like they took like a chainsaw and like were like cutting it down.
No.
Yeah, it was like, "Oh fuck, I would have sue
Well, it
them.
also
Call the
depends on
police
if
and sue
it's
them."
lot of those too where like their neighbors will build a fence on their property and it's like get a
Mhm.
fucking survey, get a survey, guys, because like we didn't get a survey when we bought our house and like our fence fell over like a couple of years ago because of the wind, and our neighbor was like, I don't know if it's our fence, so we kind of like went halvesies where we
Mhm.
basically paid the money, the expensive part to concrete the post in because the posts were rotted, and then he paid for like the slats on his side or to put up the slats because ours it was so old that it was rotted. And so he bought like new
Yeah.
wood. Well, like the other, I guess probably about like 6 months or so ago, our dogs got into because it was like the wood is like that, where it's like not flush, but it's like one in front of the other. So the dogs can stick their nose, I guess they got. So he made his whole side, other side, like completely solid. And I was like, cool, we don't have to get a new fence. Awesome. I'm super for
Took
it.
care of that problem for
Yeah.
us. Thanks,
So,
buddy.
right.
No, like yeah, I agree. There's a way to go about that, and it ain't taking a chainsaw to your neighbor's. That's a good way to
No.
go to jail.
Yeah. It's a good way to
But
at least have a vandalism charge for sure, or end up in
Yeah.
small claims. Because fences are not cheap, especially with expense
Mm-mm.
how much wood costs now. They're not fucking cheap. So,
No. No.
but yeah, I'll have to start looking. I did find one where there was like a legislature passed here that was repealed where it made it illegal. Because you know how like some restaurants will charge like a surcharge if you use a credit card? Have you seen that
No.
anywhere? Yeah, there's a lot of like smaller places because for the retail company to accept credit cards, especially if they're like a smaller business, they get charged like a fee by their bank or by the credit card company. And some of
Okay.
them pass it on. Well, for a while here in Kansas, they tried to make it where like that was basically like illegal to do so, and it was like repealed and it's not a thing anymore. But there's a restaurant here in town that consistently will overcharge their customers by like 10 to 15%. So they were complaining about that, that somebody was complaining about that. They're like, oh, why not call a manager instead of complaining on Facebook? And she's like, I did, and I was called a liar by the manager. So yeah, that was their, how dare they complain about bad service from
Wow. I
yeah.
mean, I've seen that kind of a fee like pop up in like Vegas, but that's the kind of thing
Hmm.
you expect from Vegas. But I mean, that just plays into the whole, they're passing their expense on to us, with like the concert tickets and stuff,
Hmm.
now
Well,
their fees have gotten so exorbitant that now they expect us to pay the credit card fee. Bitch, I'm already paying the credit card bill and the interest on top of that, plus all, monthly fees and, my
yeah,
yearly, fee and whatever. And I've only ever heard of like businesses charging extra because like you were using American Express, which is why a
yeah,
lot of businesses didn't take American Express because it cost them more to be a merchant than the
yeah,
other like Visa or Mastercard or Discover. Um, that's shitty. That's
yeah.
shitty. That's
Well, I know
it's
like
a good way to
these
go out of business.
like Square Pay, they charge a fee if you like
Mm-hmm.
even there's one that my friend Jenna, she's got that I was paying her for something and her scanner thingy wouldn't connect to the internet. So I had to manually put in my credit card number. It charged her a fee because she didn't scan it. I had to put it in. And I was like, "Can I just like Venmo you so you're not like charged an extra fee?" I hate
Seriously.
that.
But
Yeah.
then you got to pay extra for that too.
Mm.
If she wants to cash that money out, they're going to charge her probably,
Yeah.
50 cents to a dollar.
Yep.
That's why I like Zelle. Zelle just goes directly into your account. And I mean, I don't know how
Hmm.
they make any money, but there's no the like the instant cash out fee. It's just
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's just a grab to get, those literally nickeling and
Nickeling
diming
and
us to
diming us.
death.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To a death. But yeah, so that's my Derby Karen of the week is them complaining because people dare go on the internet and complain. So how dare they?
That's what
Oh
it's
my
for.
God.
That's what
That
the
is
internet
why
is
we are
for.
here.
Anonymously trashing people online.
And it's in porn. Okay? It's for this and
Hmm.
porn. That's what we use it for.
Oh my God. There is this musical that I love that I just introduced B to. It's called Avenue Q. And
Hmm.
there is a song called The Internet is for Porn.
Oh
And,
wow.
and the cool thing about this musical is it's all like Muppet style marionette puppets.
Oh wow.
Like all of the
Yeah.
so there's
Oh my
actually
God.
like there's actually like a sex scene in the musical with puppets.
Oh my God. What is that movie with Melissa McCarthy and its puppets? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, what was
Happy
that?
Time Murders.
Yes, the Happy Time
Yeah.
Murders.
There's also where the puppet ejaculates all over an entire office and it's like "Ah!" like everywhere. It's great.
There's a puppet sex scene in Team America also.
Is there?
And it's
I haven't seen that
yeah,
one.
and I mean, it's what you would expect from Matt Stone and Trey Parker. It's just they push
Fair.
that
Yeah.
level of ridiculousness, and
Yeah.
at some point, and like when it starts, you think it's funny, and they're just like, okay, this is getting a little uncomfortable, and by the
And
end of
they're
it, you're
like,
like, ah,
mhm.
ah.
Not my face, not my face. Speaking of facials.
Well, not the face, but just maybe the chesticle area. And that's all I'm gonna say.
I'm okay with that. The chesties. No, I can't witness out here, so I can't go. I can't go
You
too
can't
much.
go
No,
full, can't
no, I
go
can't go
hard.
full. I can't go hard.
That's okay.
That's what she
You can tell
said.
us where we can find you on social media, though.
I am at mama_Missy on TikTok and Miss Carter 820 on Instagram, and we have Manifested Drama Podcast Instagram, and we have Manifested Drama
YouTube.
YouTube. So if you want to watch us look at each other and ourselves in the camera, let's be honest.
Yeah, I
Go
do a
check us
lot of
out on
that.
YouTube, guys. I do too. I'm like, my eyes look black.
I
Do they? Oh, yeah. Go ahead. What about
I'm
you?
gonna like I love how when you started telling us you were just like you were looking down and like I am Mama Missy 82. It's like you looked up all
I know. I was
slow
looking at my
in the
phone.
camera.
Yeah, I was looking at my
At least
phone.
she's honest.
Yeah, the ADD is kicking in. I'm only good for
I
about an hour, hour and a half.
Well, then we need to wrap it
That's what
up.
she said. Where can we find you at, Aim?
I am OG Mary Mother 420 on TikTok. Please go follow me. I need 1,000 followers
Yes.
so that we can go live on TikTok. And I
Yes.
promise I will start doing the work. I will not expect you just to follow me because I
You
will
better
start doing the
work,
work and making
bitch.
the videos. You better work. And I am Mary Mother 420 on Instagram and Me Mommy Life on YouTube.
It was good talking to you, friend.
You too.
Have a good
Well,
week.
you too. I'll see you next Sunday, man.
Bye.
Bye.